is the age-based grouping of children in primary and middle school the most effective method of nurturing their talents and potential. But when it is a system based on competency and intelligence, could we envision a fairer and more dynamic approach to education? Now let's define the motion. This house would abolish primary and middle school years that group children based on age and instead group them by competency and intelligence. First, the verb of the motion, abolish. The verb abolish in the motion signifies the drastic and transformative action. It implies the complete removal or termination of a practice or system. In this context, it refers to the action of entirely doing away with the current method of grouping children in primary and middle schools based on their age. Secondly, object in the motion, primary and middle school years. The object of the motion refers to the specific educational stages under consideration. Primary and middle school years encompass the foundational years of a child's education. Typically, the age from around 6 to 14, depending on the educational system. These are crucial formative years where children acquire fundamental knowledge and skills. This debate is about reimagining the future of education. It's not about undervaluing of importance of age-based socialization and developmental milestone. It is not about undermining the value of traditional schooling, but rather exploring an alternative approach. The government's role or side in this debate advocate for the elimination of age-based grouping in primary and middle schools and its replacement with a system based on competence and intelligence. We must prove that this change will lead to more effective and equitable system, making it easier for every child to grow and reach their potential. Enough for my setup, let's move to our arguments. First, the way we currently group students by age doesn't work well because it assumes everyone learns at the same speed, which we know it isn't true. This is the reason it's essential to understand that each of us has our unique way to learn. Just like in a group of friends, you might notice that some people quickly understand new ideas while others need more time to understand. In our current school system, it doesn't matter if you understand it quickly or take a bit more time, you are expected to keep up with everyone else your age. This can be discouraging those who pick things up fast and frustrating for those who need time to pick things up certain topic. For the evidence, a comprehensive study published in the Journal of Educational Psychology by Tomlinson and Britton provided solid evidence supporting the benefits of flexible grouping based on readiness and ability. The study showed that when teachers group students in this way, it leads to improved performance for all students in the class. To put this into perspective, think about a classroom where students are grouped not just by their age, but also based on how ready they are to learn, how well they understand certain subjects. In such a setting, advanced learners can move ahead at a pace that suits them, while those who need more help can get it without feeling like they are falling behind. This flexibility lets every student reach their full potential, regardless of how quickly they understand things. So, by adopting a system that considers each student's individual abilities and readiness, we ensure that everyone's students can learn at their own pace, as shown by the findings in the Tomlinson and Britton study. Secondly, the way we group students by age often makes some kids feel excluded and negatively impacts their self-esteem, especially if they struggle with their studies. Consider this. Imagine yourself in a classroom where everyone in the same age and you are not doing well as your friends. It can make you feel like you don't quite fit or that you are not as good as the others. Our current educational system keeps this feeling going by always comparing students based on their age, rather than understanding how well they are getting understand the subjects. A 2019 report from the National Association for Gifted Children and Nsdc offers compelling evidence that when students are grouped according to how well they understand the material, they feel better about themselves and develop a more positive attitude toward learning. To make this clearer, think about a classroom where students are put in groups based on how well they got what's being taught, not just how old they are. In such a setup, students don't always feel like they are being compared to others. Instead, they can focus on their own progress and growth. This change encourages inclusivity, where every student feels valued and can take pride in their schoolwork, no matter how quickly they are understanding the subjects. By changing how we group students to focus on what each student needs, it means everyone feels like they belong and can be proud of their achievements in school, as supported by the evidence on improved self-esteem and more positive attitude toward learning. Thank you.